Okay, in this problem, a high school drama club is putting on their annual theater production. There's a maximum of 800 tickets for the show. Okay, the cost of the tickets are $6 before the day of the show, so if you buy them early, you get a discount, and $9 on the day of the show. To meet the expenses for the show, the club must sell $5,000 worth of tickets. So first I want to write a system of inequalities that represents the situation. So here I think it's a really good idea to classify the tickets into two categories. So for the tickets, we have two types of categories. We have, let's call them the early bird tickets, right? And those are $6 each. And then what else do we have? We have the day of tickets, right? You buy the tickets on the day of the show for $9. So here, I'm just going to choose variables for these. So for early bird, I'll call those E, and for day of, I'll call them D. And what we know is that E plus D, in other words, the total number of tickets, or excuse me, there's a maximum of 800 tickets for the show. That means the sum of all the tickets that we sell has to be less than or equal to 800. There aren't more than 800 seats, let's say, available for whatever reason. So we could sell, 700 early bird tickets and then 100 day of tickets, but we couldn't sell 101 day of tickets if we had 700 early bird tickets because there just aren't that many to sell. The next thing is that we are told that the early bird tickets being $6 each. So for each early bird ticket we sell, we make $6. And then for each day of ticket we sell, we make $9. So 9 times D. And we know that the show wants to make $5,000 worth of tickets at least. So here, the total sum of the amount of money we make has to be greater than or equal to $5,000 in order for us to make a profit, right? Because meeting the expenses here would be equaling 5,000. Greater than that would be profit, but you don't get less than 5,000 because then you lose money. Perhaps the show can't stay open. So this is our system of equations. Then in part B, they tell us that the club sells 440 tickets before the day of the show. So that means our early bird tickets, right? We just sold 440 of them. So here in this part of the equation, we have 6 times 440 plus 9D has to be greater than or equal to 5,000. They want to know, is it possible to sell enough additional tickets on the day of the show to at least meet the expenses of the show? Alright, well, here we could plug in 440 and solve for D, which we'll do in a moment just to verify that we can do that. But another thing we can do, in the first equation, if we know we have 440 early bird tickets, we can quickly find out how many tickets are left to sell for the day of tickets, right? So how many day of tickets do we have left? Well, we subtract 440 from both sides, right? Here, when you solve for an inequality, you can treat it just like an equality. The only exception is when you end up multiplying or dividing by negative values here, which we're not. This cancels out, and this is 360, right? So D is then less than or equal to 360. So there are 360 tickets left, right, for the day of at the day of price that we can sell. So what does that mean? Well, if we go back to our equation right here, what happens? Well, I'm going to first multiply 6 times 440. 6 times 400 is 2,400, plus 6 times 40, which is 240. So that's $2,640. Plus 9 times D has to be greater than or equal to 5,000. Well, okay. So we subtract $2,640 from both sides. 2,640 cancels out. 9D has to be larger than or equal to what? Well, 5,000 minus 2,000 is 3,000. Minus 600 is 2,400. Minus 40 is 2,360. So here, we divide both sides by 9 to solve for D. And D has to be larger than or equal to 2360. Oops, 2360 divided by 9. And that's 262.2 repeating. 262.2 repeating. So what does that mean? That means that in order to make the amount of money we want to make, we have to sell at least 260.2 repeating tickets. And what we know here is that we have 360 to sell. So yes, there are enough. And if they ask you other questions like how much could, right? How much could they make, or if they sold all the remaining day of tickets, well, plug this number 360, right, into your equation right here for D, times it by 9, and then add to the amount we made here for the early bird tickets, and you would see the amount that you had made. All right, thanks.